So we carry on our series on Let's Talk About Politics, and today I wanted to have a reflection on the character of Jesus mirroring with politics and who he is, how he's behaving on the public sphere in the politics. And I think that's important because we've got a tendency at the moment to see in the news and the social medias some of the politicians or public figures or scientists or people in the arts or writers, whatever, or parties, that people tend to think that they are like messiahs, like they are the saviors of the nation, of the earth, or whatsoever. And I'm always a bit suspicious, and so this is why I want to invite you to go through the filter of the character of Jesus. So I made a rough list. This is not an exhaustive one, but it gives us some examples. So Jesus, first of all, was very clear. Right at the beginning of his ministry, his first appearance in public is in the synagogue of Nazareth, and he's reading some passage of Isaiah where he reads that he's there to feed the poor, heal the sick, and liberate the captive, and so on and so forth. So that's the thing that he will be always consistent with. He will always be there to heal the sick, he will feed the 5,000, he will liberate the captive by liberating from sin or other diseases. So he was very consistent with that. He also used maiotics. Maiotics is the arts of the midwife. So it's helping people to give birth, to a child, but also to give birth to ideas. So he wasn't imposing ideas on people, but he was always taking examples and asking people to reflect. For instance, he was offering this example of the father asking to his two sons to go to the field, to go and work to the field. One says yes and does not go. The other one says no, but goes in the end. And then he asks his audience, so who do you think was doing the will of the Father? He was always doing that, especially also for him. He wasn't saying, I am the Messiah. He was saying, who do you think I am? So he was bringing people to reflect. He wasn't imposing. This is something very humble from him, and talking about humility. He was also always saying, I'm the Son of the Man. Not the Son of God necessarily, but the Son of Man. He was quite humble in these ways. He wasn't putting himself forward. And he was putting forward God the Father, and he was announcing the Holy Spirit that was to come after him. So, and that's very important to see in his figure, because whereas you're a believer and you think that he's the Messiah, he's fully God, but he's also fully human, and he's stating that. So, and even if you're not a believer, and then he's just a historical figure, it's still important to listen to his teaching about what it is to behave. So, to carry on that, in his humility, he admits when he's wrong. And we had the example with the Syrophoenician woman who make him discover that he's not only here for Israel, but also for the rest of the world. So he's changing his mind, and he's admitting it and having this conversation with this Syrophoenician woman. Same way, the exchange that he's got with the centurion when he realized that his foe, because the centurion is a Roman, he's an invader, he's occupying Israel, so he's a foe, he's an enemy, is right. The centurion has got one of the most marvelous faith that he hasn't seen in whole Palestine. So he's not only admitting when he is wrong, but he's also admitting when his foe is right. He hates violence, but he uses it when it's necessary. For instance, at the Garden of Gethsemane, he prevent his disciples from using swords to protect him, because he doesn't want violence. But he's violent towards the sellers of the temple. But actually, if you reflect, his violence is directed toward money and toward the tables that he's putting upside down, not towards the people. To sum it up, other things that he's doing, Jesus does not swear, and he prevents us from, prohibits us from doing it. He doesn't lie, and he doesn't judge. And he invites us to do the same. So this is a rough list, but it gives us an idea of the ethical behavior of Christ. So, as I was saying at the beginning, why I do that? Because I'm thinking of these figures that we have nowadays that are seen like saviors and messiahs. So, have the thought for a moment. Go through this list. He was clear. He was clear about what he was thinking and consistent with it. He was using myotics, so not imposing his ideas on you. He was humble, not putting himself forward, not saying, I am the most, the this and that. He admits when he's wrong. He points when his enemy is right. He hates violence. He does not swear. He does not lie. He does not judge. So now think about your champion. Whereas in politics, arts, science, whatever, think of your champion and put this champion through all this list. Is this person consistent, clear? Is this person imposing his or her ideas on mine? Is this person humble? Does this person admit when she or he is wrong? Does this person point out when one of the enemy's opponent is right or wrong? Does this person fight against violence? Does this person swear? Does this person lie? Does this person judge? Are these faults? And if you have it, that will help you to have a step backward and look at the bigger picture and realize that we have to be humble when we talk about politics.